theme to the Fantastic Four might be my favorite part of the whole movie. I saw First Steps this weekend, now I want to go over my overall thoughts. Before going into the movie, I had 3 things that I wanted from this movie. The first was a cool style, both in set location and in cinematography. Next was character development and relationships between the main 4 characters. And the last thing I was hoping for was that it was going to be an isolated story that leads into the MCU nicely. So the first step, I think they did really well. I think they had a very unique style both on set design and character design. The 70s retro aesthetic was nice. Felt nostalgic but fresh at the same time. I thought the camera movement, lighting, and all this overall cinematography was good as well, but nothing overly stuck out to me. It was mainly just the set design that really sets it apart from the other MCU movies. Now, character development and overall relationships between the 4. I think this movie missed the mark on that. I feel like the characters ended the movie pretty much in the same spot that they were in the beginning of the movie. They didn't really overcome any internal conflict either with themselves or with the group or any outside things either that they had to push through to get better as both a team or individually. I do think the cast and the overall relationships and banter is better in the original Fantastic Four movies. Now, this movie was an isolated story, and it does kind of lead into the MCU, but not in the way that I was hoping. I guess I was hoping for the third act to lead into the end credit scene of Thunderbolts, or kind of explain how we're gonna get into Doomsday. And I know there was a 20-second little teaser of Doom, but it doesn't explain how these characters are getting from this world into the MCU or anything. So now that means that's going to have to happen during Doomsday, which Doomsday already has a ton of cast, which means a ton of storylines that they're going to have to answer in that movie, which makes me nervous that it's going to just be a big jumble and hard to follow and or is just going to be a mess. I guess this desire is somewhat contradicting itself, where it's I want it to be its own story, but also connect to the MCU. And I'm glad that it was more so its own story. I'm glad they didn't try to shoehorn it into the MCU, but I did wish that there was a little bit more of a ramp up into Doomsday. I was hoping I was going to be a little more excited for these characters moving forward after this movie, and more excited for the movie Doomsday. What did you guys think of Fantastic Four?